Hi, I'm Tim Vandergrift from Master Vintner, and it's a very special day. Today we're going to be tasting our Master Vintner Pinot Noir. This has had a couple of months of age in the bottle, so it's entirely ready to drink. I know a lot of you winemakers like to drink them young, maybe as soon as they're in the bottle, but if you leave your wine for just a few months, you'll find an incredible development in the bouquet and the aroma. And as always, keep in mind that tasting comes in three phases: look, smell, taste. We're going to do them in that order. First, let's get the cork out of the bottle. Oh, look at that. That is so pretty. Pinot Noir isn't an inky, dark red wine. Pinot Noir is a graceful garnet to ruby hued with lighter highlights in it. And this is exactly that. Normally when you're assessing the color in a red, it's good to hold it over a white background. I happen to have some white furniture in this room, so I'm kind of using that. You tilt it on its side so you get a thin edge to look through. And looking through this, I'm seeing kind of a nice violet hue underneath it, and it comes to a clear edge at the edge of the glass. There's no redness or bricky redness to this. It's all a sort of a deep purpley red. That indicates that the grapes themselves were fully ripe when they were picked, but not overripe, and that the wine itself is still fairly young. The reason for the difference between brick red and purpley red is that wine contains two kinds of pigments. One is pure red, the brick color, and the other is actually blue. Now, the blue fades first. It's less stable over time. So very young wines are always a more purpley hued color, and very old wines can actually look almost brownish as they age down, 5-10 years down the road. This is still very young, even though it's had some time in the bottle, so it's still got that youthful looking hue. It's also sparkling bright. It is perfectly clear. Again, not easy to show in this video shot in my living room, but it is gorgeously clear. It's got that star brightness that really invites the eye and makes you want to drink it. So now I'm going to have a little smell, part two. Oh yeah. The thing about Pinot Noir is it doesn't overwhelm you with its aromas and flavors. You kind of have to seek them a little bit. The first thing coming off this is raspberry. A nice, ripe raspberry. Not a sour one, but a fully ripened one. And there's also a hint of strawberry and a little bit of juicy currant character to it. It's got a smell that makes your mouth water a little bit. You can tell it's going to be tasty and have a snappy, vigorous flavor. There's also just a little tiny hint of like a chocolatey, deep tobacco kind of a character. Now, not tobacco like an ashtray tobacco, but like a tobacco plant, or if your old uncle or grandpa ever smoked a pipe, the smell of that tobacco is deeply floral and intense, but it's not up front. It's kind of in the background, calling for you to smell deeper. And by the way, you'll notice that I'm sniffing pretty deeply and gusting sighs out. If you sniff like a little bunny, like little sniffs, you're not going to get anything. You really have to sniff hard, because the speed at which the aroma molecules impact your nasal bulb governs the amount of information they'll convey to your brain. So you have to smell hard. You have to really draw in some air from your wine glass in order to get the good aroma out. Fabulous. I can't wait. On to part three, tasting. There's a really nice cherry, and it's richer than I expected. It's got a full, rounded, halfway between a red cherry and a black cherry. It's got that finishing black cherry character to it, but there's also the raspberry, a curranty note, some strawberry. Oh, and it's nice and smooth. Now this is unoaked. Master Vintner Pinot Noir doesn't include any oak in this particular one. This is a 1 gallon kit that I made. And it's really showcasing the Pinot Noir beautifully. If you oak this, you would get a lot more of that coffee note. Also, the tannins would make it a little more astringent. It would have a little bit more dryness in the finish. As such, as it is now, it's showcasing the fruit gorgeously. I'm really impressed with this. It's turned out just beautifully. It's clear, the color is beautiful, and the flavors are going on and on. I've got a really long finish happening here. I can see this with medium sort of intensity foods. So I wouldn't serve this with roast beef or lamb. Maybe I'd do it with like a pork tenderloin. It could even work really well with soft cheeses. Nothing too incredibly challenging. A nice ripe brie or a Saint Andre. And Pinot Noir, on its own, it's just so elegant and so beguiling. It's my favorite grape of all time. And I'm really enjoying this one. I'm pretty proud of what we've made. I'm Tim from Master Vintner. Love your wine.